You're welcome to Adkwart Studios. This is my humble request. I wish all the African leaders will come together and choose Ibrahim Traore as a president of Africa. Wei eye madisre a mesre ma ho brase adisra mesra ma Africa nyina senka Africa leaders nyina ba beshia. Nanka omo yi ebe yi se ondi anim wɔ Africa. Fi sɛ Ibrahim Traore di nkanyan bi ɛba Africa ɛnwanwa nkwasom a ne yɛwɔ mu no ɔne Russia for ahyia di nkɔmmɔ na utie akokoduru a ɔde ɛkasa na yɛkasa obi adikani a na wɔsi enisi yɛkɔ kyirikyirikyiri baabi a na African mpanimfo nyinara esua bibi free yɛbɛyɛ hɔ. This man is so unique. Yɛka odikani a na yɛka obi a waso daeɛ obi a wani so adi hu na yɛntumi nya branche wɔ nsinkyɛn. Mesrɛ wo a wode anya bokyerɛ ho na yɛnkɔtie mmra ɔne Russians ni hyiaeɛ ɛne African leaders ni bi nsɛm a ɔka no wanhyɛ ho so a obesu yɛnkɔtie.
Now I give the floor to the transition president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. Please, Traore. Mr. Traore.
Comrade, Prez.Vladimir Putin. Comrade, President, African Head of State. Comrade, Head of Delegation. Hello. It is an honor for me this morning to speak here and to pass on the fraternal greetings from the people of the country of honest men. This is also the place for me. First of all, I want to give thanks to God Almighty, who has allowed us to gather here this morning in good health to talk about the future and the well-being of our peoples. I want to apologize to the elders I might offend with my upcoming words. African identity demands the rights of birth. I must apologize. Comrades, I have a few questions from my generation. No one is a question we ask, but we have no answers. And it turns out that here we can air our dirty laundry because we feel like family. We feel like family in the sense that Russia is also a family for Africa. It's a family because we share the same history. Russia made enormous sacrifices to free the world from Nazism during World War II. The African peoples, our grandfathers, were also forcibly deported to help Europe get rid of Nazism. We share the same history in the sense that we are the forgotten peoples of the world. Whether in history books, documentaries, or films, we tend to overlook the significant role that Russia and Africa played. Right now, we are here to talk about the future of our peoples, of what will happen tomorrow, of this free world we aspire to, a world without interference in our internal affairs. We have the same perspectives, and I hope this summit will be an opportunity. So, to be able to build very good relationships for a better future for our peoples. The questions that my generation is asking are the following. If I can sum it up, it's not understanding how Africa, with so many riches beneath our soil, with a generous nature, of water, with abundant sunshine, Africa is today the poorest continent. Africa is a hungry continent. And how is it that our heads of state are traveling the world begging? Here are some questions we are asking ourselves and for which we still have no answers. We have the opportunity to weave new relationships. And I hope that these relationships can be the best to provide a better future for our people. My generation also asked me to say that because of this poverty, They are forced to cross the ocean to try to reach Europe. They are dying in the ocean. But soon, they won't go across because they will come in front of our palaces to seek their daily bread. As for Burkina Faso, today we have been facing for more than 8 years. In the form of protest, the most barbaric, the most violent form of neocolonialism, of imperialism. Slavery still seeks to impose itself on us. Our ancestors taught us one thing well. The slave who is unable to take on their revolt does not deserve anyone to pity their fate. We do not seek pity for our fate. We do not ask anyone to pity our fate. The Burkinabe people have decided to fight against the hypocrisy that hinders their development. In this struggle, brave peoples, brave populations have committed themselves to take up arms against terrorism, what we have indeed called the VDP, the volunteers. We are surprised to see the imperialists label these VDP as militias and all sorts of things. It's disappointing, because in Europe, when people take up arms to defend their homeland, they are called patriots. Our grandfathers were deported to save Europe. It was not with their consent, against their will. Well, upon their return, we remember well that in Tiaroy, when they wanted to claim their basic rights, they were massacred. It doesn't matter then. When we, the people, decide to defend ourselves, we are labeled as militias. But that's not the problem. What the problem is seeing African heads of state who bring nothing to these fighting peoples, but who sings the same tune as the imperialists, by calling us militias, by treating us as such, of men who do not respect human rights. What human rights are we talking about? We are outraged by this, and it's shameful. We, as African heads of state, need to stop behaving like puppets that dance every time the imperialists pull the strings. Yesterday, Prez.Vladimir Putin announced the shipment of grains to Africa. We are very happy. We thank him for that. But also, it's a message sent to our African heads of state. Because at the next forum, we won't have to come here without having ensured, for those who are not familiar with the war, the food self-sufficiency of our peoples, we need to learn from the experiences of those who have already achieved this in Africa, to build good relationships here and to forge better ties with the Russian Federation in order to meet the needs of our populations. I won't take too long. The time is limited and very short. We are forced to stop at some point, but I would like to conclude by saying that we must pay tribute to our peoples who are fighting. Glory to our peoples, dignity to our peoples, victory to our peoples. The homeland or death will conquer us. Thank you, comrades.
I would like to express my...
Yeah, utieni sema okan ya ayiraho. Obekasa no so pachew. Na obebusa nsem bi, obeka nsem bi. Osi ensembusa bebre ewo abibiman mu a yeni anuye. Osi hwe wiase a amantamu a nka womo agina ma wiase eya bibiman ene Russia. Eso omaya ya to won atwene kura ye oman mienu. Omaya ya ntambo wondin eya oman Russia na nsia na omusa apagya o. Ewiase nyina na omote so. Ena nkrofo ya o. Ebo modia hwa won be fom. Na Russia for suban bi a other nations ni bi omo ba na ebebua wo a omo emefa bibi akwa o ena omo mfa omo culture nso emma sa chinchina no a osi ayira wo sam kura ne se wiase abibimaya ba bi a onyame ahira yempa wo kan nsuo sika kokko dwete adien danso yene nkrofo a yabeye mbobbo wo wiase na okohwe nkrofo a eduru ba bia omo boa won ano efa sreso na kofa nsuo so na fa yira won nsuom na sebi producer sebabi a otie ne da enka obi na le nti amane boy ye ka kire nkrofo ne ko amfa so ewu no ofize nka omonti dan so ebi asma mo kan se fere ni wuo de ene efanyina mu wuo obekọ mikai semre bi abrantie kan asem bi ewo sa desert akwantu so for the whole day na duane kura nyame de osi onu ani nua firi mame baako papa baako na omudru ba bi a ni nua no anwodin asa na ni nua yi ka kire ni se o trame ho ayemienu nyina bewu ti jam hoko na de hwese obi a woni ni firi mame papa baako na mutu kwan na koduru ba bi a owuo na wontumi nya no no ka kire se me oni kwawai na yemienu ewu a abusuan no behwere ade obebusa se de nko a eno okasa yempanimfo no enya atwem na abrofo na diem so osi se eduru ba bi na abibifo no sorry atia de abrofo no ya omuso omu ya tuatifo na omudi nsemu ya koso ahye ya dwunimu abepeme ne dai na semo kan ni se Burkina Faso aya krade so ombeko atia nhyeso ombeko no won agye won fa ahodie every se fa ahodie no na da won so kwa fa ahodie no na da won so kwa hwede na French countries no ye won na France for na twa won sika o na omu twa sika no ma won a omo sa charge won enko kofu omu tiri mu odin papa na ti akwa ntra ofie da bia o akwa ntra ofie da bia o na da obi abun se wa yakwa no se wo firi fie ho a ho na behunu se ode hia nko a akwa adwane enti emre duni sama oka nyinara kama kuma so ade ne se abibifo yana kandifo anya ni wusam besua bibia free ya bai ho ya wunye sojani dan so wadwen mu ne yese sojani nyeso ye sojani nti na o yesa na dwen mu do. So you are a civilian, you can behave as a soldier. Also, you watching so you're striding in a far nice form. And can Nigeria the nice form? Togo the nice form. Dahomey the nice form. Congo the nice form. Enka on says okosro hod mo Burkina Faso, Mali na Guinea omo jise finfin o ena omo de omo na sisi form sa amma say abrofo no a omo adwen on say Africa de o dia ho Africa de wunya ko na wo komi me won bibi na de besia we say ono ade bia na wo de ma no adwenboni wa kire no so wonje I am a friend so amajibisin osi ompe na onu watumi anya sika 7 billion abaga na ha beto ye habo ye betwa habo no ba bia ma no abranti ya dwen mu do enti ni amede bra wo ani ye mom pai ban empai panta ye be achiwai we are Ghana ni kura no a Burkina ho eto no a ho fra me be fa Ghana ye no na boshi o ye ka Burkina Faso ni achiri bia o kosoro ye soro ho mo a ho do mo na baby okura na Burkina ni na Ghana ni enti utimi na ntiko ye de Nyankopon ase men kase won fa ho men kase Burkina Faso won fa ofa ho pa na ya nimonyam Africa sania ye jai Gaddafi huna mane no mesramo momye mo branche ho ban momye mo no ho ban na say no be an interview say now openia na ni bere say wo a omo fa so ekunu unsuro osino I'm a soldier abrantie we de dabi we nyamia ma o na emre bia wo de esie ye kan kwaso mu sa da bia o na Ghana ti haye bidima semba yoyo ye wo gold atwe ho ahia oman a ye phrase kampo ano na obi betue gold no a na ye tumi ni na atena se wo de afaduo kono na gold no kra ho sika na he de hia bia ma ye dupe ye di dunu be he hafa adai na oko boase ene na bi oboase mekoye adwuma oboase kakra he me wira hwe oboase abontin ene oboase mfichiri kura ya tu gold mu na nka anya hwe kura no mo mansefo no nsiesie kura no mo yenyane ne da ya che Africa da ya che na Ghana de ya dapa ma yenyane yenye na mejidi yese emre naso ebi na kwa bedi akon ebo dawuro ya utia ebi ne nia ye bai eye wo Burkina Faso me be pani chano timetumi awo no me be pani chano wo ya su kono ma o anso hade a oye ye nyami onhira no na nia oye ensai Ghana amframa bi on ma efa enyina fa ko amframa bi fa ntimo amaya madwen se moma Ghana for ni Africa e hontoye no amframa bi fa utie nsema branch yi kan now you be a wo do my now do Africa obesu mom yensua bibi se ne betra konwa no so a ne ye fom ne mafa na ye fom ne mafa ye nwene nipa atu o man ni mu oba o si hospital ni o but ade odi nkan ye ku adwuma yanso de ba yenim se de ye be yare enti enema ye kan asem kase kura nche da nyesku ana masia yara sabia we ana masia because omo nwini se omo koye edwa ba wi o cause omo ye omo se be yare ono so yare a sa hospital o si e onko muda cause o ni pasonko ena enkrofo bi onyame ohun Africa mobo na me mo gide sa Africa sorry enti ne mo anehwe ani tie erade onhira bye bye